This is your Las Vegas housing market report for July of 2025. And for the first time in 6 months, we saw a small dip in housing inventory. But don't be fooled, the market is still sitting on a much bigger supply than last year. So what does that mean for buyers and sellers? Well, let's get into it. We're going to break it all down. So we ended June with 8,236 homes for sale. That's slightly down from May, but wow, it's more than 50% higher than what we had on the market in June of last year. And just real quick, in case you're new to my market updates, for my reports, I only include data for Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. That means I intentionally exclude areas like Pahrump, Mesquite, Laughlin, Boulder City, even though they show up in our MLS. And that's because they could skew the numbers, and I want to give you a clear picture of what's really happening in the core of the Las Vegas market. I also focus only on single-family homes, condos, and townhouses. Manufactured homes are not included in these stats. That's why my numbers are going to differ slightly from other reports that you're probably paying attention to. So back to the numbers. New listings, they also dropped. 448 new homes were added to the market in June. This is a 12% decrease from May, but just above the 3,562 that we saw last year. Now let's talk about demand. Pending sales, or homes that have accepted offers, there were only 2,338. Almost 17% fewer sales than last month, and over 25% fewer compared to last June. Closings are also down. We sold 2,274 homes in June, compared to 2,554 last year. That's down 9% from May. This confirms that our short, high season, we peaked back in April and May. As expected, months of supply is creeping up. We're now sitting at just under 4 months of inventory. The last time that we had this much supply was back around August of 2022. It was middle of that year, May, June-ish, when we saw interest rates jump from 4% up to 5.5%. It's crazy to think that was 3 years ago. Average days on market, or how long it will take to sell your house, is up to 42 days. This is still not too long in the grand scheme of things, but it is a big jump from the 29 days it took last year. The median sales price in Las Vegas for June was $486,000. That's up about $6,000 from last month, which is where we were a year ago in June. And the median sales price for condos and townhomes is $305,000. Remember, home prices have been holding steady since May of 2024, so this bump is nothing wild. It's more like a blip than a trend, at least for now. So my thoughts on going forward. Interest rates are finally showing signs of softening, and we're seeing national averages around the 6.7%, the lowest it's been in 3 months. Still high compared to the sub 5% rates that we saw in the past, but it is better than the 7+% that we saw at the beginning of the year. Lower sales, fewer listing, and longer days on the market. With home prices holding steady, it tells us a few things. For sure, the frenzy is over, and a market crash isn't to be expected anytime in the near future. Buyers aren't rushing, and sellers, they're pausing, and the mass migration into Las Vegas has definitely cooled off. But this isn't bad news, it's just a shift. It's giving everyone a chance to be more thoughtful and strategic. So if you're a buyer, this could be the window that you've been waiting for. And if you're a seller, don't panic. Your success comes down to pricing, presentation, and a smart strategy. And here's another thing about sales being down and prices still holding. That tells me that the market has underlying strength. I do believe we'll see home prices inch down, which means there's probably not going to be much appreciation to be expected for this year. And why don't I expect big price drops in the second half of the year? Well, there's a lot of money moving to Las Vegas, and that is helping our luxury market. The effect of that causes Las Vegas's as a whole, the sales price to stay inflated. The keys to watch is going to be interest rates. If they continue to trend downward, I wouldn't be surprised if the market decides to wake up. And zooming in a little bit more closer, real estate is personal to your specific neighborhood or where you want to buy. It's hyper-local. And even though the market overall is balancing out, some neighborhoods in Las Vegas are still red hot and seeing multiple offers and fast sales. Other areas, slower than usual and giving buyers a bit, if not a lot, more leverage. So these reports are good enough if you're just wanting to get a general sense of the market. But if you're trying to make sense of what this market means for you, your home or the neighborhood that you want to buy in, then strategy matters more now than ever. And if you want to talk through what's really happening in your neighborhood or price range, reach out to me. My number is on this page, or just scan the QR code at the top of my page and grab a time on my calendar. And if this was helpful, please share this with someone that you know, and be sure to like, subscribe for more real estate insights here in Las Vegas. Thanks so much for watching.